Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
This is Sparta!
It's the Al Travis Show. We rather enjoy getting her on the program. She's Senator Karin Housley, and she happens to be the husband of my best friend, Phil, and I love them both. How are you doing, Senator?
I'm good. It's freezing. Freezing.
Can I don't want to stop the world's snow sculpture competition, the world's largest. I don't want it to stop. But what's wrong with Americans? Can we not play with the snow? Are we not good enough with the snow? The Canadians win again, and we're not even in like the top 3. What's wrong with our snow people? We should not be.
We didn't even get like People's Choice Award either.
Okay, let's just do this. How are the Americans going to this thing in Stillwater not voting for the American, at least the Choice Award? Something is wrong, and I don't like it.
Like the theme. I know, and the Canadians swooped in, and Mongolia won last year. Mongolia came in second this year. I'm like, how many people
How is that a
Mongolia?
powerhouse?
How'd they get so good at snow sculpting?
Yeah,
but I want to tell everybody, you need to come down to Stillwater because the weather is perfect. These sculptures are still up. We've got 16 different countries in their sculpture, and it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Come down, get dinner at one of our amazing restaurants, and then just walk the river right here behind me. Walk the river, and there's all the sculptures, so you must come down.
See, and it's a little hoity-toity, I'm going to be completely honest, because you saw the names of the sculptures. You know, Al gets in the game. I'm calling him like Frosty the Snowman, or Snowflake, or oh my God, the feelings inside Fort France or something. I mean, what the names alone were. There
was a lot of. So I emceed the kickoff banquet this week on Tuesday, and there was a lot of like, it was a feel good. There was no. I actually brought Senator Fong He with me, from St. Paul because I love him, but. Nobody talked politics. There was a lot of like feel-good messaging going on, and you're right. They named their statues something beautiful like that.
The inner selection of souls. I have to look it up. It's a snow sculpture, for heaven's sakes. I like the one called The Legend. Life in Frame. Am I missing something?
Really doing a deep dive. That's good. Well, Life in France was Thailand, but yeah, I can't even say the word.
Selection of soul.
And that was the name of the team. It was 3 women from Canada. They were the Fjord Witches. And so I was just having a field day with the Fjord Witches up there. And then there was another team, like 5 teams later, that was 3 women. I accidentally called them the Fjord B word.
No way.
Yes. And I didn't even realize I said it. And then my daughter, who was thinking, she goes, Mom, you said the B word up there. And I went, ugh. But yes,
they're not having you back as MC.
Canada, now maybe we can welcome the Canadians back. Maybe they'll come back down. They're not as afraid of Trump and the Americans and the tariffs. They can come on down.
1 week earlier, you had that whole junior hockey thing going on. Them stupid Canadians did it to us again. I'm tired of Canada. Just done with it.
I'm tired of Canada too. Let's just hope Phil never gets a job back up there, and then I have to go. Oh, so happy to be here.
I'm glad you brought my buddy Phil up because I was just going to call him right after the show, have a talk, but now that you can let me know. So he's been a coach. He's a good coach, right? Wait, do you agree your husband's a very good coach in hockey?
He's a very good coach. Yeah.
This idea that you take and dump a good coach for the stupidest reason. The Bills fired McDermott hours ago, right? It just hit the net.
Yeah.
This guy's 98-50. The Bills have been in the playoffs like 6 of the last 7 years, and they bolt this guy. It's like he's not a good coach. Is that what they're saying? How is he fired?
Well, one, Sean McDermott is a good friend of ours. He was hired the same year Bill was in Buffalo. Great guy, and I'm so sad for he and his family because now in Buffalo, they're finally getting their big new stadium, and they'll be playing in it next year, and Sean McDermott won't be there. But I mean, all they have in Buffalo are the Bills and the Sabres. That's it. There's nothing else going on there. So it's kind of the fans just put the pressure on the media, and the media puts it on the owner, and the owner's like, we got to do something. So we've gotten to the playoffs the last 6 years, and we haven't brought any hardware home. So somebody's got to go, and it's Sean. It's the nature of the game. You're hired to get fired, and that's happened in.
But
our
you're
world
okay with that
many
because you've
times,
been through this. This isn't right. We sit in Minnesota, mediocrity's fine by us. If we can get to the playoffs and if we could win a game, life would be golden. That's what we accept in Minnesota. The Bills can't handle being there 6 times in a row. What a great football game that was on Saturday.
Oh my gosh. Was it the best football all weekend long?
Oh yeah, by far. And also, they don't win. The coaches can only call some plays. Sometimes coaches can mess stuff up. I'm not saying that loss wasn't on him. They didn't win. No. They weren't the better team that day. The other thing, and go with me on this, put a dome on it. I'm tired of all these games where it's snowing or raining and it's 18 degrees for 4 hours. These guys aren't the same as they were when I want domes. They've got enough money. Tell me to dome it. Yes.
I'm cracking up because down in Phoenix, they've got a dome over there. And I'm like, why do they even have a dome over this? It doesn't rain, it doesn't snow, but they've got a dome.
It might get windy one day or something.
But in Buffalo, oh no, and Chicago, and yeah, they've got it. Games can't. It makes the game a lot tougher. Oh, and then my quarterback, Bo Nix, fractures his ankle. I was like leading my fantasy football playoff pool until now. Now I've lost. Now I've lost Bo Nix, and I kept begging my fantasy girls if I could like substitute him for the backup quarterback because come on, nope.
Yeah,
Senator Carla Bigham, which you should have her on, former senator. She might take the place of some of your Democrats that are no longer on your program.
No longer friends of Al's. I don't understand. So you're a Bills fan. You'll go out in that stadium, freeze your tuchus off, take your shirt off, and be horribly miserable for 4 hours, and you blame the coach for the loss. They're not smart people. I'm sorry. That's a horrible firing right there.
And you know the thing? This is what kills me. Like, Sean McDermott still has 2 years left on his contract, so he's making boku bucks, right? Yeah, and it's just like, yeehaw, take a 2-year vacation. But it's unfortunate, you're right. But that's why you get paid the big bucks. So you get fired, and it's all on your shoulders. So it's a bummer. But I don't know who they're gonna get. That's what Phil and I were talking about this morning. Who are they gonna get? I think they'll probably wait till the playoffs are over to see who's available as a top offensive coordinator for Denver or something.
But now you're out there looking to see who you can bring in with the other 4 or 5 teams are looking to bring somebody in. And now you're in a competition to find the best you can get that's out there. And you have a guy who's, find out what he needs to go the next step. You know what I mean? Let's spend a little more money on
and see, general managers don't get fired often enough because they needed more wide receivers out there in Buffalo. Yep. And not that I did a deep dive this morning, but general manager doesn't get fired. Same thing happened, and I can't say it. I guess we're not allowed to say anything about our previous place. But, you can only work with the players you have. And if they're not going to get you what you need, even though you tell them and tell them and tell them, So Sean McDermott needed a little bit more to get across the finish line. But that was a game. It could have gone either way.
It was good. All right, I got to go to break. We'll be back at this. We're going to talk some politics. It's coming up next with Senator Karin Housley and my buddy Phil.
At LGH Wealth Management, our mission is to create financial empowerment through independent, personalized, and authentic financial planning. That means meeting you where you are and helping you get where you want to go. Whether you're a business owner planning for growth, succession, or a future sale, or a hardworking individual looking to get ahead, reduce stress, and tackle life's financial challenges, we're here to help. From retirement planning and investment management to tax-efficient strategies, estate planning, and risk management, LGH Wealth delivers comprehensive guidance you can trust. Call LGH Wealth Management today at 507-525-7324. That's 507-525-7324. Securities offered through J.W. Cole Financial Incorporated, JWC, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through J.W. Cole Advisors Incorporated, JWCA. Lubeck Geisler Ham Wealth Management Incorporated and JWC JWCA are unaffiliated entities.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
And we've got our Senator Karin Housley on the program with us. Let's talk where we're at here in Minnesota, Senator. Obviously, everybody sees things. There's two sides to every coin. I get it. But two sides, people can look at the exact same thing and come up with completely opposite ideas of what happened. This weekend, Sunday, St. Paul, a church gets raided by anti-ICE folks, yelling and screaming, and they thought the pastor was also somebody who worked for ICE. Anyway, they go in there, and I thought to myself, there's no way. Where are the cops pulling these people out? Maybe you knew this guy, Jake Lang, some big right-wing influencer. I had no idea who. I'd never heard of him. But he's going to do a protest against fraud. Now, I thought he did pick interesting places to have it, but that being said, we, of course, in Minnesota have now had how many weeks? 3-4 weeks of protests. We can protest peacefully, yada, yada. We've been hearing this. They beat the heck out of that guy. Where were the cops? There's a protest. There's going to be an anti-protest about the protest. How are the cops not standing there? And I don't think we can come back from where we're at. Do you? I mean, everybody looks at my friends. Well, you know what? He deserved it. He was there trying to, and it's like, I can't handle it. I can't handle what I'm reading.
You know what I think the problem is nobody is listening to each other. They're all, and I will say, myself included, sometimes you live in your bubble and everything that comes up on your social media feed is feeding off what you've been looking at previously. So if we're only listening and hearing, and we're only watching Fox News, and we're only talking to people who think like us, we're just staying over here, and they're staying over here, the anti-ICE, and they're watching The View, and and I've got family members, and we are so opposite, but nobody wants to listen to, even if you say, like, take for a second, you think maybe people shouldn't be in our country illegally. Like what? Boom, the wall goes up, and they just go, I cannot believe what Trump is doing. And you go, because you're just like, stop for a second and just listen. What do you really think? But nobody's having those conversations because they're so stuck in their bubbles and listening to only things that they want to hear.
See, and I'm going to blame the powerful people, elected officials. No, I don't think Walz and Trump are going to sit in the same room.
Never.
But Homan, or whoever the guy is in charge of the ICE, I think it's Homan, right? He should get his butt here, sit down with Walz and say, let's start at the top. And they should ask me to moderate it. I will do this for both of them. And to sit down, let's try to find out what we both agree on first. And like you said, do we want illegal immigrants here? Some people, this is a sanctuary city. If they don't do anything wrong, they're fine with that. Okay, we're going to disagree on that. Can we agree these bad guys? And here's my list of the 1,500 bad guys Homan wants to go get. Rapists, murderers, whatever. He's got the list, right? Can we agree, Walz, you don't want those in your state? I think they would say, yes, you're right. Great. Now we got going somewhere. What will you do to help us get the 1,500? You don't want 2,000 of us here? Then we got to pull this back. You need the police to, when they arrest one of them, you got to call us so we can pick them up in the jail and not on the street where people are going crazy. If you bust it down, I think we can get to the same spot. We want the 1,500 back. We can have, as state legislators, we can have a discussion whether we want to be a sanctuary city for folks who just broke one law, like we're okay with that and came in. But we're not going to settle this down because for some reason they don't seem to know it's Trump. Oh, if we go and throw things at them, maybe we'll scare the ICE guys off and they'll go home. That's not Trump's way. You want to keep going? Insurrection's going to be called. We're going to have 10,000 troops here. That's what's going to happen. We have to pull back. We have to.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, I don't feel it's escalated anymore except for that Jake Lang, who was just like a self-proclaimed influencer. I don't really know what that was all about. It was just, and then when they would I actually watched some of it live. You know, they tried to make it look like there was hundreds of people. There was like 30, and all everybody had was their phones up there.
Yeah.
It was really a dumb protest rally, whatever he was trying to do. But I don't feel it has escalated in the way that the George Floyd thing. It hasn't gone to that. And I'm thinking that either common sense people are checking out those suburban people that are just like, I don't even want to know. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Or maybe there is some conversation happening and maybe something could happen. Like you said, can they just sit down at a table? Like even even Tom Homan and Christy Noem, could you get on the same page with how you want to do this? And it would sure be nice to get the information from them. Being at the level that I'm at, I'm getting all of these emails and blood is on your hands kind of voicemails.
That's crazy.
And I, you don't want to pawn it off to the federal government, but this is their deal. This is their jurisdiction, not mine. But it sure would be nice to get the information so I could calm people down to say, here's how long this is going to be going on. Here, they actually are going after bad criminals, not just the person who's been working here for 10 years. So it would be nice to get some of that information from the agencies, because I think that's what's got everybody anxious, is not knowing, and then just they pop up at your local Costco and they grab a pregnant woman who's from Guatemala or something. It would be nice to get some understanding of what they're doing. I mean, I'm trying to see both sides of it, because I'm with you. They should not be here illegally, but I can see the other side also going, the way they're going about it and not giving us the information is just kind of like, give us something.
This is sad. I'll say it, and maybe God will listen to me. He does once in a while. We need, as bad as it's freezing cold today, we need about a week to 10 days of 20 below.
Yes, we do.
That'll keep the ICE agents off the street. They're going to stay in Hotel 6 or wherever they're staying, and then the other guys are, and maybe we can get some distance and feelings back and get back to some normal. That's what we need right now, my opinion.
Yep. Yeah, we need an ice age in Minnesota, and no pun intended, but we just need everything to freeze over for a while. Everybody's emotions to come on down. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say this, but you're about the freezing thing over. There are three sides to this. There are those on the left, those on the right, and those that make memes, right? I want to be on the meme side. Some of the memes just drive me. I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to. So I saw this meme where this lady was going off on why you're using the tear gas and the smoke grenades. She goes, it's Minnesota. It's 5 below. Shoot with water guns. And I'm like,
well, that's what they did to that Jake Lang.
Well,
they did that to him yesterday. Shot him with water guns.
So I would much rather see, instead of these throwing things and all that, water gun fights and see who stays in it long enough when it's 5 below. Because you get sprayed a couple times in the face with water and then it starts freezing on your face, you're going home. I mean, I'm sorry, but I thought that was the funniest meme I've seen. That makes more sense. No more tear gas.
Yeah, no more tear gas, just water gun. Yeah, that would send you home, right? But man, seeing some of those news reporters getting hit with the tear gas, I didn't know you couldn't breathe when you got hit with tear gas. I thought it just made your eyes burn. But let's do a little water gun fight at these things, and it would be much more peaceful. I just hope that we can come to some sort of peaceful resolution on what's going on, and no more violence and no more deaths. And
we have to figure it out.
Those darn whistles.
Well, I did read something about, we have the right to peacefully protest. Some people are saying that the whistle thing might be off the charts because you're actually interfering. We'll talk about it. I'm sorry. We had to talk about it. It's what went out over the weekend, but I love having you on the program. I really do.
Shoot, we didn't even get to put our football bets in. I will be back next week. Have a good week. Stay warm, and go Broncos.
Well, okay. Have a good weekend. All the stuff she said, but let's make it really cold. That's what I'm hoping for. Don't stay warm. I want it really cold. Everybody go to your own sides. Back after this.
Freezing over.